is red. The car makes noises. The car moves fast. Tim likes the gift. He hugs his dad. Dad smiles. She goes out to play. She runs around. She falls down. It hurts. She cries. She gets up. She goes to the nurse. The nurse is nice. She looks friendly. The nurse gives her a lollipop. It tastes good. The nurse gives her a bandage. She is okay now. She walks back to class. The kids are in class. The teacher is teaching math. The kids are tired. They want to play. They want to see the sun. They like slides. They also like wings. They don't like math. They stare at the clock. The clock moves slowly. The kids continue to wait. He is playing video games. Mom gets mad. She thinks he is lazy. She gives him a list of chores. He frowns. He looks at the list. He has to clean the floors. Then, he has to wash the dishes. Finally, he has to feed his dog. He starts doing his chores. She sits in the car. Her dad turns on the radio. A song plays. She taps her feet. She sways her head. Her dad laughs at her. He likes the song too. The song is over. The radio plays a different song. She does not like the new song. She sits quietly. Haley feels hot. Her mom touches her forehead. Haley has a fever. The mom takes Haley to a doctor. The doctor is kind. He gives her a sticker. He tells her to take a pill. He tells her to drink a lot of water. Haley goes home. She takes the pill and drinks water. She does this for 3 days. She is healthy again. Sarah is hungry. She goes to the kitchen. She opens the cabinet. There are a lot of snacks. The marshmallows are too sweet. The potato chips are too salty. The ice cream is too watery. The kiwis are too sour. The cereal is too bland. Her dad comes home. He gives her crackers. The crackers are perfect. Jill does not like math. Jill starts talking about food. Her friends laugh. They stop doing their homework. The teacher is upset. She tells them to stand in the corner. Jill goes to the corner. It is hard to be quiet. She thinks about her family. She thinks about her dog. 5 minutes pass. The teacher lets her go. It is Lily's birthday. She gets out of bed. Nobody says anything to her. Her mom takes her to school. Her friends do not say anything. The teacher does not say anything. Lily is sad. Lily walks home alone. She opens the door. Her friends and family are holding a cake. They say, "Surprise Lily." Kate is walking. She sees a dog. The dog wags its tail. Kate likes the dog. It has no collar. Kate takes it home. She washes the dog. She names him Toby. She takes Toby to the vet. Toby is healthy. Kate walks Toby every day. They love each other. Miss Howard assigns a project. Adam works with Joe and Bill. Adam is smart. Joe draws well. Bill is cooperative. They make a good group. They turn in their project. Miss Howard likes it. She gives them a high grade. Adam, Joe, and Bill are joyful. The cat is bored. He tries to have fun. He plays with yarn. He scratches his tummy. He takes a nap. He drinks milk. He is still bored. He sees a mouse. The mouse is eating cheese. The cat steals the cheese. The mouse is angry. The mouse chases the cat. The cat is having fun. John wants to go to his school field trip. He needs $50. He wants to earn it himself. He plans to open up a lemonade stand. He goes to the market. The lemons are cheap. They are also ripe. He buys 50 lemons. He starts making lemonade. A lot of people are in line. His lemonade stand is a success. He makes enough money. Tomorrow is the first day of school. Barbara looks at her backpack. It has holes. It is dirty. She needs a new one. Her mom takes her shopping. There are so many backpacks. One backpack has yellow stars. Another one has rainbow stripes. Another one has dogs. Barbara likes this one. She buys it. Maria feels pain in her teeth. She tells her mom. Her mom takes her to the dentist. Maria is scared. She enters the waiting room. The secretary calls Maria's name. Maria goes in. Maria sits in a big chair. She waits for the dentist. The dentist arrives. He is careful with Maria's teeth. He gives her a new toothbrush. Maria feels good. Mark needs a book. He does not have money. His mom takes him to the library. Mark can borrow books for free. Mark enters the library. There are so many books. There are books about animals. There are books about pirates. There are books about science. Mark borrows them all. She eats a slice of cake. She drops a crumb. The ants can smell it. They crawl towards the crumb. She notices the ants. She does not want to kill them. She gets a cup. She puts the ants inside. She opens the window. She lets the ants go. It is Halloween. Nancy is dressed as a princess. She goes trick-or-treating. She walks to one house. She rings the doorbell. A young couple opens the door. Nancy holds out her bag. She receives candy. Nancy goes to the next house. He goes to the petting zoo. There are many different animals. He pets the turtles. The turtles feel rough. He pets the sheep. The sheep feel woolly. He pets the cows. The cows feel smooth. He pets the bunnies. The bunnies feel fluffy. He tells his mom he wants a pet. His mom says he can get one tomorrow. Robert's room is messy. There is pizza under his bed. There is glue on the wall. There is a pile of clothes. There are toys on the floor. Robert does not care. He watches a television show. His mom goes into his room. She turns off the television. She yells at him. He starts to clean his room. Today is Father's Day. Daniel surprises his father. He serves him breakfast. There are eggs, bacon, and orange juice on the tray. Daniel's father is happy. Later, they go play tennis. Daniel stands on one side. He swings the ball. Daniel's father hits the ball back. Finally, they watch the sunset. What a great day. Betty loves her baby sister. Betty takes care of her. She changes her diaper. She feeds her. She teaches her how to walk. She teaches her new words. It is not easy to take care of babies. Betty's baby sister cries sometimes. Betty plays peekaboo with her. She covers her eyes and then opens them. The baby laughs. Sarah's basketball team lost today. She is upset. She walks home sadly. She sits down on the couch. She starts crying. Her mom sees her. She gives her a hug. Then, she bakes Sarah's favorite cookies. The warm cookies make Sarah smile. Sarah wipes her tears away. She realizes that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. He moves to a new city. There are many buildings. There are a lot of people walking. There are many taxis. He feels lonely. Everyone acts so different here. He goes to his new school. He sees a friendly-looking person. He asks him to show him around. Christopher wants a pet. He likes fish. Fish are easy to take care of. Fish are pretty. Christopher thinks he is responsible enough too. He decides to go to the pet store himself. He buys a fish. It is small. It is red and black. It swims slowly. Christopher puts it in a tank. Brian is the oldest brother. He has two younger brothers. Brian helps his parents around the house. He washes the dishes. He mops the floor. He picks up his younger brothers from school. He tells them to be honest, kind, and friendly. Brian loves his family. It is lunchtime. The kids go out to eat. They are excited and hungry. Paul has a ham sandwich. He does not like ham. He wants a tuna sandwich. Sarah has a tuna sandwich. She thinks tuna is smelly. She wants a ham sandwich. Paul and Sarah meet up. They trade their sandwiches. They get what they want. She wants to make a snowman. First, she rolls a large ball of snow. Second, she rolls a medium ball of snow. She stacks them up. The largest ball is on the bottom. She puts a carrot for the nose. She uses buttons for the eyes and mouth. The last thing she adds is a scarf. Donald is in the 2nd grade. His reading level is not as good as the other students. He wants to improve his English skills. He starts to read more. He looks up words he does not know in the dictionary. He writes down what the words mean. Afterwards, he reads the book again. I am practicing drawing. I practice drawing every Saturday and Sunday. My teacher shows me new things. I know how to draw people, animals, and objects now. I always want to get better, so I practice every day. My parents always tell me that I am a good artist. They think I can do it as a job. It is a sunny day. She feels hot. She fans herself with a book. It is still hot. She turns on the air conditioner. It is still hot. She jumps into a pool. It is still hot. Her dad has an idea. He takes her to the ice cream shop. They share a banana split. She does not feel hot anymore. He has a test tomorrow. He does not want to study. Instead, he plays video games. The next day, he takes the test. It is very hard. He does not know anything. He turns in his test blank. The teacher scolds him and gives him an F. Helen wants to do well on the math test tomorrow. She takes out her book and studies. Her brother then comes into her room. He starts making loud noises. Helen yells at him. Her mother then comes into her room. She asks Helen to cook dinner. Helen yells at her. Helen finally tells her family that she is busy. He pours a glass of soda for himself. He accidentally spills some on his shirt. Oh no! His mom will get mad. His shirt is very expensive. He tries to clean it up. He pours water on it. He uses a stain remover. He takes the shirt to a dry cleaner's. Nothing works. I am a new student in school. I tell the class about myself. I am from Canada, but now I live in Nevada. I live with my mom, dad, and brother. My brother is 5 years younger than me. Music is very important to me. I like to sing and dance. I also play the saxophone. One day, I hope to be a music teacher. The roller coaster ride is fun and fast. The line is so long. John and his friends decide to wait. John tried to find ways to pass time. He taps his foot for 10 minutes. Then, he plays games on his phone. Later, he tells his friends jokes. 2 hours pass. The boys are still in line. Mr. Brown's lectures are boring. Mr. Brown is writing something on the board. The student takes out his phone. He starts playing games. Mr. Brown walks over to his desk. Mr. Brown takes the student's phone away. He is in trouble. He is sick. He goes to the doctor. The doctor gives him some medicine. He is still sick after 1 week. His mom tells him to go to sleep. He lies in bed all day. He rests. He drinks chicken soup and eats vegetables. He is still sick. No one likes the flu. She goes to the circus. She sees a clown. He is very colorful. She sees magicians. They take rabbits out of hats. She sees people walking on rope up in the air. She sees people juggling balls. She sees a lot of animals too. There are lions that jump through hoops of fire. There are elephants that dance. She never wants to leave the circus. He ran. He runs. Who is he? He gave in. He is kind. He is nice. He is sick. He's smart. He can come. He has guts. He is lying. He is smart. He stood up. He's not in. He's strong. He got angry. He has a car. He is French. He loves her. He was alone. He was brave. He hugged her. He shot at me. He tries hard. He's studying. He came by bus. He came by car. He doesn't lie. He hated lying. He is a writer. He is outgoing. He looks young. He loves music. He sang a song. He seems tired. He was at home. He was patient. He's an author. Is he Japanese? Has he come yet? He began to run. He felt at home. He has gone out. He has 10 cows. He is a painter. He is a teacher. He is unmarried. He is very kind. He just arrived. He likes to run. He lost his job. He loves trains. He walks slowly. He was standing. He writes books. He's a comedian. Is he a teacher? Is he breathing? What did he say? He became famous. He broke the law. He fell backward. He gave it to me. He has long legs. He hates spiders. He is a kind boy. He is her friend. He is my brother. He is still here. He likes oranges. He likes to swim. He looks healthy. He must be tired. He must love you. He ran into debt. He slept an hour. He slept soundly. He turned around. He's intelligent. Is he still here? Will he get well? Does he live here? He came back soon. He came in person. He dropped a vase. He has blonde hair. He has 3 sons. He helped me move. He is about 40. He is at his desk. He is still alive. He is still angry. He is still young. He is very honest. He is watching TV. He keeps his word. He keeps 2 cats. He lives above me. He made a mistake. He made me a suit. He ordered a beer. He owns this land. He runs very fast. He speaks English. He struck a match. He threw the ball. He took a day off. He turned the key. He was very happy. He will come soon. He's a big coward. He's already left. He's just arrived. He's looking good. He's studying now. He's swimming now. Do as he tells you. He acted foolishly. He arrived in time. He came downstairs. He came here again. He can't buy a car. He closed the door. He did a cartwheel. He doesn't like us. He hasn't come yet. He is about my age. He is about 30. He is sure to come. He is very careful. He kept me waiting. He kicked the ball. He lied to my face. He loves traveling. He loves traveling. He remained silent. He skipped a grade. He started singing. He was fast asleep. He was heartbroken. He went by bicycle. He works at a bank. He'll be here soon. He's a good person. Whose friend is he? Has he failed again? He accepted my idea. He accepted the job. He asked for a beer. He became irritated. He bought her a dog. He can be relied on. He can play a flute. He designed the car. He had already gone. He had just arrived. He had 1 daughter. He has his own room. He is about my size. He is taking a walk. He is very handsome. He lives off campus. He looks suspicious. He must be homesick. He must be innocent. He reached his goal. He runs a shoe shop. He sat on the bench. He seems to know us. He shined his shoes. He stuck to his job. He took off his hat. He used to love her. He was born in Ohio. He was disappointed. He was very patient. He will not say yes. He works for a bank. He wrote the report. He'll return at 6. He's a late bloomer. He's really selfish. Why did he run away? Can he speak English? He accepted her gift. He achieved his goal. He acted as my guide. He and I are cousins. He attained his goal. He came to my rescue. He can be counted on. He committed suicide. He died 1 year ago. He doesn't sing well. He doesn't tell lies. He easily gets angry. He found his parents. He has a good memory. He has strange ideas. He is a good athlete. Do as he tells you. I'm as tall as Tom. He acted as my guide. She acted as a guide. She's as busy as Tom. We sang as we walked. He acted as our guide. He runs as fast as you. Let him do as he likes. Try as hard as you can. Eat as much as you like. Jim runs as fast as Ron. I'm not as rich as I was. It was just as I thought. She's not as old as Mary. Take as many as you want. This was meant as a joke. Tom is not as old as you. He's almost as tall as me. I can swim as well as you. He ran as fast as he could. He used me as a guinea pig. I like this house as it is. I regarded Tom as a friend. I'll act as a guide for you. Take as much as you want to. They addressed me as doctor. You are as white as a sheet. He acts as if he were a king. He can speak Russian as well. He is twice as old as she is. He nodded to me as he passed. She disguised herself as him. She's well known as a singer. Tom is as tall as his father. Tom isn't as old as he looks. I wish I were as young as you. It is not as good as it looks. My son is now as tall as I am. She hired him as a programmer. Can you swim as fast as he can? He's about the same age as you. I'll help you as much as I can. She's about the same age as me. As a child, Bob lived in Boston. As far as I know, he isn't lazy. He is not as tall as his father. Japan is not as large as Canada. Please stay as long as you wish. She hired him as an interpreter. He has the same camera as I have. I can't sing as well as Mary did. I've got as much money as he has. She acted as if she knew nothing. She cried as she read the letter. She has the same bag as you have. She's about the same age as I am. Take as many cookies as you want. Take as many peaches as you like. You can stay as long as you like. You may talk as much as you like. He speaks as if he were an expert. Keep your room as neat as you can. The boy talks as if he were a man. Dr. White acted as our interpreter. He bowed to me as he left the room. He came in just as I was going out. He's about the same age as you are. His room is twice as large as mine. I can't play tennis as well as Tom. I'm not as healthy as I used to be. Lend him as much money as he needs. Please speak as clearly as you can. She gave him money as well as food. She's about the same height as you. She's as good a cook as her mother. Tom can ski as well as his brother. You talk as if you knew everything. He earns 3 times as much as I do. I plan to get a job as soon as I can. She has about as many stamps as I do. He works as hard as any other student. I acted as a simultaneous interpreter. I acted as interpreter at the meeting. I don't eat as much meat as I used to. Nancy went to London as well as Paris. She stood as close to him as she could. Tom is as tall as any boy in our class. He is not as smart as his older brother. I plan to leave Boston as soon as I can. Tom can speak German as well as English. We'll start as soon as it stops raining. He entered the bank disguised as a guard. He left the room as soon as I entered it. She liked Charles as soon as she met him. This novel isn't as good as his last one. As soon as she saw me, she started to cry. I will lend you as much money as you want. She acted as if she knew nothing about it. Tom works as hard as any boy in the class. All of us want to live as long as possible. He ran as fast as his legs could carry him. I started liking Mary as soon as I met her. I want to keep my room as neat as possible. Jane gave me the same present as Wendy did. As far as I know, he has never come on time. As soon as she saw me, she burst out crying. She greeted him cheerfully as she always did. They regarded him as the best doctor in town. As far as I know, they always keep their word. As soon as she opened the door, a cat ran out. As soon as we sat down, she brought us coffee. I will write letters to you as often as I can. I'll be with you as soon as I finish this job. My teacher told me to read as much as I could. Please send me a letter as soon as you arrive. She acted as if she didn't care what happened. As soon as I can afford to buy a house, I will. I would appreciate a reply as soon as possible. My friend Tom has twice as many stamps as I do. She is trying to save as much money as she can. She started kissing him as soon as he got home. I've made the same mistakes as I made last time. I will never forget your kindness as long as live. I'll never forget your kindness as long as I live. If you can't make it, call us as soon as possible. I want you to write to me as soon as you get there. Let's leave things as they are until he comes back. I plan to buy a new car as soon as I can afford one. Will you send someone to fix it as soon as possible? I can't believe you weren't as impressed as I was. She walked as fast as she could to catch up with him. They stopped talking as soon as I came into the room. She grows flowers such as tulips, pansies and daisies. She watched him continue to fight as hard as he could. As soon as I can get the chance, I'll come for a visit. As soon as I find it, I'll bring it over to your place. As soon as the child saw his mother, he stopped crying. Be sure to drop us a line as soon as you get to London. He listened to the news on the radio as he fed his dog. You don't get up as early as your older sister, do you? I will send you a copy of this picture as soon as I can. 400 million people speak English as their first language. I don't know about the others, but as for me, I'm for it. As soon as I can get the chance, I'll send you some money. Tom is not a lazy boy. As a matter of fact, he works hard. As soon as it stopped raining, a beautiful rainbow appeared. She'd like him to get in touch with her as soon as possible. As soon as I can afford it, I plan to travel around the world. As we ate our meal, we talked about what we had done that day. He was disappointed that things didn't turn out as he'd hoped. She greets him every morning as he enters the school building. The ancient Greeks knew as much about the solar system as we do. You can go out, as long as you promise to be back by 11 o'clock. Tom isn't the only one who has to study. I have to study as well. As soon as I can figure out how to send money, I'll send you some. I shouldn't have used the word password as my password. I suggest that you go and see a doctor about this as soon as you can. As soon as I can get the chance, I'll help your mother paint the fence. Are you seriously thinking about pursuing a career as a race car driver? Last year, I couldn't spend as much time with my children as I wanted to. I've spent so many years as chairman that I feel it's time I stepped down. She hired him as an interpreter because she had heard that he was the best. A few years ago, on Mother's Day, I gave my stepmother a locket as a present. As soon as I can get a decent video camera, I'll start making videos to put online. I spend as much time working in the garden in one day as my brother does in a week. As soon as I can get my son to scan our family photos, I'll upload some of them to our website. He came by bus. He came by car. I'll come by 10. Let's go by bus. Let's go by car. She stood by him. Do it by yourself. He went by bicycle. May I pay by check? I met him by chance. I traveled by myself. Let's go by taxi, okay? She was hit by a car. Will you go by train? I go to school by bus. She was kissed by him. He played piano by ear. He visited Nara by bus. 10 years have gone by. You'd better go by bus. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. Ken must be home by now. Let's drop by his house. Can I pay by credit card? He goes to school by bus. He is by no means bright. I began living by myself. The dog was hit by a car. This desk is used by Tom. Will you send it by mail? Did you study by yourself? Does he go to work by bus? Go and sit by your father. I was almost hit by a car. I was nearly hit by a car. Ken goes to school by bus. She was brought up by him. She was humiliated by him. The house is owned by him. Do you go to school by bus? Eggs are sold by the dozen. I need to know by tomorrow. I'll send the book by mail. She held him by the sleeve. She plays the piano by ear. She was blackmailed by him. The dog was hit by a truck. Did you make it by yourself? Does he go to school by bus? I crossed the river by boat. I don't go to school by bus. I'll be back by 6 o'clock. My plan was adopted by them. Please send it to me by fax. She grabbed him by the hand. She was almost hit by a car. Who was the book written by? He goes to school by bicycle. He goes to the office by car. How long does it take by bus? How long does it take by car? I was impressed by his music. I was laughed at by everyone. He prepared supper by himself. He should have arrived by now. I advised her to come by 9 o'clock. I go to work by car every day. I usually go to school by bus. I went there by bus and train. I went to the airport by taxi. Mary is respected by everyone. She crouched down by the gate. The dog was run over by a car. The hotel is run by his uncle. This work is by no means easy. Did he come by bus or by train? He was accompanied by his wife. He was deserted by his friends. I live in this house by myself. I was almost run over by a car. I was delayed by a traffic jam. Memorize the poem by next week. She went to the museum by taxi. We traveled to Mexico by plane. You must be back by 10 o'clock. Dinner is probably ready by now. Do you commute to school by bus? Don't let opportunities pass by. He is getting better bit by bit. I built this doghouse by myself. I go to work every day by train. I have to be back home by 7. I made this doghouse by myself. I walked in the woods by myself. My grandmother lives by herself. Our dog was run over by a truck. She advised him to come by 2:30. She is being blackmailed by him. Was this letter written by Mary? Why don't we drop by to see her? He repaired his watch by himself. He'll finish the job by tomorrow. I was deeply moved by his speech. She advised him to go by bicycle. She was advised by him not to go. She went to the hospital by taxi. They were scolded by the teacher. You can go to the station by bus. How did you come by this painting? I was moved to tears by the story. I will finish my homework by 9. Mary took out the eggs one by one. She is related to him by marriage. The old man was run over by a car. The roof was damaged by the storm. Traveling by boat is a lot of fun. Do you think I should go by myself? He came by car instead of by train. I want to finish this work by 5. I was convinced by his explanation. Nowadays many people travel by car. The boy caught the dog by the tail. Traffic was blocked by a landslide. What do you think he meant by that? Your son must be quite tall by now. Could we have a table by the window? I thought you had to get up by 7:30. The policeman caught him by the arm. I need to know your answer by Friday. We amused ourselves by playing games. I shouldn't have gone there by myself. She was advised by him on that matter. She was advised by him save his money. She was advised by him to be punctual. She was advised by him to lose weight. She was advised by him to work harder. She was advised by him to stop smoking. By the time you come back, I'll be gone. I'm sorry I opened your mail by mistake. Please get this work finished by Monday. She wasn't able to contact him by phone. I can tell it's him by the way he speaks. I need your answer by the end of the day. Kate wants to finish her homework by 10. Lightning is usually followed by thunder. Tom's shot missed the target by 2 feet. When I travel, I prefer to travel by air. I cheered myself up by listening to music. She has never been in a car driven by him. She was advised by him to give up smoking. She was loved by everybody in the village. By the time you get back, she'll have left. I avoid traveling by air, if I can help it. I narrowly escaped being run over by a car. I'm afraid I took your umbrella by mistake. She advised him not to go there by himself. She was advised by him to give up drinking. She was advised by him to go to the police. The company is managed by my older brother. The teacher was surrounded by her students. We shouldn't judge people by how they look. We tried to cheer him up by taking him out. Dick promised to come back by 3 o'clock. I'll get you the info you need by next week. Please turn in your report by next Saturday. She was advised by him to come back at once. She was advised by him to get more exercise. She was taken care of by one of her friends. That company is managed by my older brother. Excuse me for opening your letter by mistake. He promised me to come by 5 at the latest. I only found out about it purely by accident. Tom's Japanese is improving little by little. According to the news, he was eaten by sharks. I must get this work finished by next Tuesday. Mike managed to carry the suitcase by himself. She came very near to being run over by a car. She was advised by him on how to stay healthy. An old man sat surrounded by his grandchildren. Her mother lives in the country all by herself. I have lots of work to clear up by the weekend. I shouldn't have to do all this work by myself. She was advised by him to listen to her doctor. Someone must have taken my umbrella by mistake. By the way, did you hear that Mary quit her job? I gave her my word I would be back home by 9. I have a lot of work to clear up by the weekend. I saw a young boy crossing the street by himself. I think it's time for me to contact him by phone. If you are by my side, I don't need anything else. Please turn in the report by the end of the month. I'm sure that she has arrived at the village by now. She had no difficulty in learning the poem by heart. I shouldn't have walked home late at night by myself. The old man narrowly escaped being run over by a car. They insisted on my getting the work done by tomorrow. The other day I discovered a book written by my father. I heard that a paralyzed man was eaten alive by maggots. I opened the door and saw 2 boys standing side by side. She grabbed him by the hand and pulled him onto the boat.